slug? It's actually your size pool.
I got money in my pockets.
Oh yeah, you got my money. And your phone,
And my
doggy.
phone.
Doggy, your phone.
Cartel got me working for the big faces. Federale got my car full of brick cases. Hit the pen with a grin, there ain't no faking. I was picked to my back for my shoelaces. Got out, should've seen the look on their faces. All jealous cause your boy stacking hella paper. Set up by the crew, they done put a banger in the trunk of my car and left me to hang there. No thing, then attorney went and beat the case. Got a job digging holes for minimum wage. Had a dream that Kato said he proud of me. Stay here, don't leave, keep doing your thing. Quit the drugs, but you know I went back to selling. 6-time failing, I went back to prison. Got my head right, got my bread right. Push these weights like a kilo in a tailpipe. Trying to do right, I got a mission. Trying to give back to my boys in the prison. The old me's gone, I ain't never.
Here we go. So I joined up in the Army National Guard in 2001 as an infantryman. My experience was pretty small until December of 2002. And I got a call that we were actually getting deployed to Iraq. It was at the beginning of the war. You know, being 17 years old, not really knowing much about war. I mean, I grew up playing Army and stuff like that, but didn't know what war was. All I knew is that, you know, when you first get in, you're trained to do one thing and one thing only in the infantry, and that's take care of the bad guys. I got blown up a few times. The last thing I can remember when I got blown up from the one that kind of took me out was we were driving from our drop-off point with our personnel that we were guarding and stuff, and boom. I remember my feet shooting out from under me and bits and pieces of that explosion. Like, I don't know what was happening because I didn't, to be honest, I didn't want to go back home. My buddy actually knocked on the door and stopped me from doing it. He saved my life that night. When you experience war and you experience combat and the things you have to do in combat, you see the worst of humanity. And trying to process that as such a young kid, I didn't know what to do other than drink. I started having speech problems and speech difficulties. I could barely get any words out. I started stuttering and stammering and trying to put words together, and I could barely talk. I was officially diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder in 2004. When the gym opened, it was perfect, you know, because I was working literally right next door, right beyond these walls here. I noticed this guy that I saw helping, you know, Chris set up the gym and stuff. That's when I first kind of met JC. And he had like a little crew, you know, it was a couple guys he was working out with. One of my coworkers were working out with him at the time. Came up to me one time and he was like, why don't you come work out with us? So started working out as a team and motivating each other. And I noticed physically, as my body changed and morphed, I felt better mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I felt a better connection to myself. And so started losing weight. He was putting me on all these different programs and everything else, and he had just gotten his weight belt made that said Wrong to Strong on it, you know, and I was like, you know, what's this Wrong to Strong thing you're wearing, dude? And he's like, well, it's what we do. You know, we're wrong when we first start out, and through this camaraderie and through training and through breaking these mental boundaries that you have, you become strong, you know, and I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to help people unless I looked the part. I went from 265 when I started with him down to 225, in between 220 right now. And a lot stronger, I started noticing that even though my injuries still affect me here, I'm able to kind of work through them and push past them. We're all helping each other through mental issues, through addiction issues, through physical issues. Hell, I've even seen JC sit down with somebody and try to help them with their court stuff, you know? So it's like all of us are connected through one thing, and that's physical fitness. Like, I did that for freaking years in the military until I felt like I couldn't anymore. I got stuck with that disabled vet card. I can never run again. I can never do that, never do this again. I started figuring out that I could, and that was a cool feeling. And here I am, stronger than I ever was in the military, with a mission. And the mission's simple, helping those around us and helping the community out.
I was an officer for a little over 5 years. I was promoted to sergeant. I was a sergeant for 11 and a half years, and I did do the Silent Witness program. It's a great education. You learn to empathize and have sympathy for people. It's better than any classroom. Anyway, since then I've been teaching. I teach at Phoenix College, and that's where I met Julio, or JC. I walk up to class, and I always get there real early, and there's this guy sitting outside on a bench, and he's kind of leaning over. He looks a little nervous. And I said, I'll bet you that guy's going to be in my class. And you know, he's obviously works out a lot. I could see a lot of tattoos and stuff. Sure enough, he walks into class, and he comes up to me, and he introduces himself. He says first college class he's taken. And he gives a little bit of his background. He doesn't tell me all of it, but he just says, hey, I'm kind of nervous, and so don't call on me. And of course, over the semester that changed, and he became very open with the class. And finally one day I said, well, you ready? And he goes, yeah. And he told the class his background.
I was an Army brat. My dad was in the military, did about 20 years. So we moved around a lot. I had a good upbringing. There was no really problems there until I got into an adult. And then I started abusing drugs, got with the wrong people, started shooting heroin actually when I was 15, and went to my first rehab when I was 16. I didn't really notice it taking a toll. I was just continued to use just to satisfy what I thought I needed. I wasn't comfortable being in my own skin, and for reasons I might never understand completely. But as the time progressed and my addiction progressed, I started noticing that everything I loved in life was slipping away from me. The things that I hold dear and true to myself, my values, my core beliefs, I started to not care so much. And I just let negative influences and bad decisions engulf my life. My rock bottom, I thought, happened many times. I was in and out of rehabs. I went to at least 6 different facilities. And it didn't really ever catch until I was 19 years old and I got locked up. They gave me my first 5 years, and it was when I was sitting in a cell on a 4-yard, locked down 22 hours a day. I was just defeated. I felt helpless. I met JC, it was through a mutual friend, and talking to him, it's just our backgrounds. He came from a lot more of a rough upbringing than I did, but when the drugs came into our lives, it was very similar. Robbing people, gunpoint, always looking over my back, not knowing who I could trust. And he's been in way worse, and it's just being able to see how good he's doing right now, how healthy he is, how strong his mindset is, how determined he is not to let his past define who he is. And seeing those values, it like re-energized me. It gave me a fresh breath air, knowing that other people out here doing the same things that I want to be doing, that it's not a dream, it's tangible. It's something that I can hold on to, and I see it through him, and I want that. I can't imagine how far this organization is actually going to be able to go, and I'm excited to see where it does. One of the main things.
I was raised in a good neighborhood, but I got around a lot of bad people, and I started using drugs at like the age of 12. I was incarcerated at the age of 13. And I was just in and out of the system, I mean, I was a bad kid. That's just what it was. I made a lot of bad decisions. I pretty much, burned everybody in my life, and I became hopeless. I didn't have anywhere to turn, and I didn't see a way out, until I got to a point where it was either I was gonna, die that way or seek help. Good. You know, my whole family couldn't stand me. I wasn't allowed to be around. So I reached out for help. I just knew that if I didn't seek help that I was gonna go right back to doing what I was doing, because that's all I knew. I mean, ever since I was a kid, that's all I knew. Staying sober, you know, that's the hardest part. You know, still to this day, a little over 4 years later, you know, there's a lot of stuff I do on a daily basis. It has very much to do with God and very little to do with me. You know, but I do 12-step work. I do all kinds of stuff to help others, and that's realistically what keeps me sober on a daily basis. Be a bodybuilder, my brother was, and so my buddy Eric, who's a part of Wrong to Strong, he introduced me to JC actually at this gym, Tangible Fitness, and we just hit it off from there. You know, in this sport, it's very you know, money motivated, and you know, people just want your money, and JC's not like that. JC sees potential in me, and he really believes in people who have lived that lifestyle and have come to grips with it and changed their life, and that's what I love about JC. It's you know, he's not about money. You know, it's more about you know, helping others.
I joined the Marine Corps shortly after high school. I graduated high school in 2007, so 2 weeks after that, I actually deployed 3 times, combat deployments, 2 to Afghan, 1 to Iraq, and then the last 2 were on the 31st MU. I got out in 2015, and ever since then, I've just been doing private security. You know, we spoke while we were working out, you know, I was telling him about my past experience in the Marine Corps, and, you know, I was telling him about a situation I had with one of the police departments, and, you know, and I'm pretty sure they denied me because of PTSD, so that kind of brought me down. Just speaking with JC definitely, like, helped me out, you know, kept me positive and motivated.
High school, I hated high school. It was not for me. Ditched a lot, missed a lot, to the point where college just wasn't an option. I didn't take my SATs. So the Marine Corps kind of just fell into my lap. I met a recruiter, met him, and about a week later, I was enlisted to go. About 2 months after I graduated high school, I was 17 years old when I left for the Marine Corps. I was mad at God. I had a friend of mine, on our tour, he passed. He was shot in the throat, and he died. When I first got back, I struggled with just like I just had to get through. I had to get through an hour. Had to get through like what am I gonna do in the next hour? What am I gonna do in the next hour? And then I was blessed to meet Rochelle, my girlfriend. She taught me to move past it. It's like, okay, what do I got to do to get through this day? And then I met JC, and it turned from a day, it turned to a week. What are my goals for this week? I thought I was disciplined until I met JC, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm not living like him. He really sets the goal. He really sets the bar up pretty fucking high, and he doesn't lower it for anyone, and that's beautiful. JC, he's the type of guy that's gonna make you feel like you're not doing enough. He's like, hey, catch up. It's like, oh, you're not benching 500 pounds. You're racking the weight for me, as he walks away. But the day you bench more than he does, he's gonna walk away with a smile. He's like, I'm done. My job here is done.
KB got a hit.
It's Sean Frazier. Came in the game without a dime to my name. Got some pounds in the change, got some pounds in the change. Used to hang with killers who would let it bang, who would let it bang, who would let it bang. Changing up the script, had to change the way that I live, had to change the way that I build. No more powder in them seals, no more stacking up them kills. Gotta take care of my kids, wasn't easy paying those bills. I could feel the weight on my chest, I gave it all my best. Only pounds I move when I bench, only pounds I move when I lift. I got back up and I flex, I got tired of hitting that deck. Feeling bullets with my head, savage tattoo on my face. Gotta thank God for his grace, make time for my babe. Gotta take time when I pray, legal money all in my bank. I ain't got time to be fake, took the gang all across state. Try to help out when I can. Boss mode, I got plans. Sauce on, I got fans. Came in the game without a dime to my name. Got some pounds in the change. Got some pounds in the change. Used to hang with killers who would let it bang. Who would let it bang. Who would let it bang. Every time they see me, they ask me what I'm on. Every time they see me, they ask me what I'm on. Every time they see me, they ask me what I'm on. Boy, you know what's on. I tell them wrong is strong. Been in prison, back in prison, just to tell them how I'm living. You ain't gotta sell dope to get a pocket full of binges. You ain't gotta kill folks. I've been working on forgiveness. Used to kick down the door just to show them how I'm feeling. Now I'm dealing with the pain. I ain't gotta run away. Ain't no guppies on the team, only sharks in the tank. Always gotta give thanks. I've been moving up in them ranks. See the mood change in my face. Gonna push weight till I faint. Got a couple racks in the safe, cause every day ain't pretty. Had to grind every day, cause I hated how I was living. Hated how I was feeling. Made it, now I'm chilling. Heading to the top, there ain't no way that I'm quitting. Came in the game without a dime to my name. Got some pounds in the change, got some pounds in the change. Used to hang with killers who would let it bang, who would let it bang, who would let it bang. Every time they see me, they ask me what I'm on. Every time they see me, they ask me what I'm on. Every time they see me, they ask me what I'm on. Boy, you know what's on. I tell them wrong is strong. Sean Frazier, wrong and strong. 2021 takeover. We here in love and memory of DMX, Earl Simmons, R.I.P. Kato. Love y'all.